Hey y'all, today is all about homemade delicious gifts that you can't buy at the store. First, I'm going to be taking a jar from my collection and I'm going to be layering it with all the things that I love for my 5-layer bars. And then I'm going to be bagging up a tasty taco chili mix that's really going to spice things up. And if you happen to have somebody with a sweet tooth on your list, then you've got to try this Buttery English Toffee. And to top it all off, I'm going to be crossing the border with a simple Southwestern Dip. So everybody out there, grab your ribbons, because today we're cooking up some memorable treats that are sure to top your gift list. You know, when I go out of town, lots of times people will have gift baskets waiting on me in my hotel room, and it's usually got a lot of food in it, and I love it. I love gifts from the home and from the kitchen. Especially, I love giving gifts from my kitchen. In fact, I just found a couple of things over there that I'm gonna be using later on in the show. The first thing I wanna show y'all is a wonderfully simple, easy recipe, and it's great to gift to somebody. Look right here. The recipe that I'm fixing to share with y'all is all right here in this jar and in this little bag. And these are called a 5-layer bar. I'm gonna start with 1½ cups of graham cracker crumbs, and I crush these up myself, which I have right here in the little baggie. They're gonna have to supply their own butter because I think that could get messy. But I'm gonna add 1 cup of melted butter to our graham cracker crumbs. And I'm just gonna make sure that all those crumbs are moistened with that butter. And then we're just gonna dump it into a 13 by 9 by 2 pan. And then we're just gonna press that into the bottom of our pan. And then we're gonna start layering our 5 ingredients. So there you go. On the first layer, I'm gonna add 1 cup of butterscotch chips. My next layer is gonna be 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Ooh. And then my next layer is gonna be a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. Oops, I left some chips down in there. Wanna get every one of them. All right, and then my next layer is gonna be 1 cup of sweetened flaked coconut. So how good does that look? All right, now my very last ingredient that goes into my dish is 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And I'm just gonna drizzle that over the entire top of our 5-layer bars. You know, I've got recipes in my cookbook for sweetened condensed milk. It's sugar and regular milk and boil it till it thickens. You know, sometimes you think you've got everything when you start a recipe, and come to find out you don't have any sweetened condensed milk. But it's very easy to make your own. In fact, you could make them a homemade order of sweetened condensed milk and package it in a separate jar. So that would be nice, just to make sure. Or you could just pick them up a store-bought can and bring it along with the 5 layers that you're gonna put on top. Now we're gonna put this in a 350-degree oven, and we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes. And I couldn't stand waiting that long, so I've got y'all one ready here in this oven that I want you to see. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good. That first one may be ugly coming out. Oh, but it's not too ugly. Mm. I love the flavor of the pecans and the chocolate and the coconut, and then that butterscotch bar in it. Oh, it's so good. You know, it's just the perfect kind of sweet cookie that you don't need much, but it sure does satisfy that craving. Really, really good. I'm gonna take a break for a second, and while you're gone, I'm gonna be gathering up the ingredients for my next dish, a taco chili, and I'm gonna show you an adorable way to package that and give it as a gift. And later, I'm gonna be showing y'all another great gift idea, a spicy Southwestern dip. So I'll meet y'all back in the kitchen in 2 minutes. Hey y'all, welcome back. Come on down here, let me show you the next gift that really bags up nicely. A spicy taco chili. I've got 1 pound of ground beef in my cast iron skillet, so that's browned off nicely. Now I had pulled out a bowl and a strainer just in case my beef was fatty, but it's really not. So, you know, I don't want to drain it because that's going to leave a lot of flavor in it. So I'm not going to need this. Now to our ground beef, I'm going to add 4 cups of water. I'm going to add 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of diced tomatoes. You can see it's got green chilies in it. Wonderful, wonderful tomatoes. All right, now I'm gonna come over here. I've got 1 cup of red kidney beans, and I've got a 1/2 cup of pinto beans that I soaked overnight. These are dry. You can find them in the rice section, in the bean section at your grocery store. Now I'm gonna just pull these out. Like I said, I've had them soaking. It'll make them cook a little bit quicker rather than not soaking them. The soaking just helps their cooking process. All right, so into the pot this goes. All right, now to our pot, I'm gonna add 1 envelope of buttermilk dressing. And you can find that in your salad dressing section, you know, in the powder, in the envelopes. And then I'm gonna add 1 package of taco seasoning, which is really gonna give this pot a lot of kick and flavor. And then I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of dried onion flakes. And then 1 tablespoon of chili powder. And then last, I'm gonna add in 1/4 teaspoon of dried cumin. Now we're just gonna stir all these ingredients up. Ooh, this is gonna be delicious. Okay, so I'm gonna let this come to a boil. Then I'm gonna cover it and I'm gonna let it simmer on a rather low heat for like 2 hours. So now let me show you how I'm gonna package this up for a friend. So let me get these things together. Our dry mix, our dried beans, our taco chips, and I'm using a little croaker sack. I always have plenty of croaker sack fabric around my house because I have to tell you, I keep big old bags that we do sack races in. So I've always got croaker sack around my house. Now I'm just gonna gather these up, kind of put them in the center, pull this together. And this looks like a kind of south of the border package, doesn't it? It's just got that feel to it. All right, now I've got some ribbon. And because I don't want to take anybody dead flowers, I'm going to be using an artificial flower, but it's going to work up very pretty. So just in here with my ribbon. And then I'm going to come in here with my flowers. And my piece of greenery. And every cook needs a spoon, a good wooden spoon. I just love them. So I'll make sure that they have that tucked in there. There you go. I'm just going to take a little extra ribbon, make me a bow, and put it right there. Tie it up again. And how cute is this little package? So cute. It's just that simple. Now come on down here. We need to go ahead and taste this taco chili. Oh, it looks so good. You know, that seasoning that we put in, it's just gonna make it wonderful. All right, I'm gonna take my taco chips and I think I'm just gonna crunch them on top just like that. Sometimes I put them on the bottom, but sometimes I like them on the top. You know, a girl's got a right to change her mind. So I never know how I'm gonna do it. All right, a dollop of sour cream, some green onion tops. Look at that. You could also sprinkle this with some cheese, black olives. Oh, I love it. It's so good. Now when we come back, y'all, I'm gonna change this little plain empty tin into a toffee-filled, beautiful tin that's gonna make a great gift. That's right, coming up next is English Toffee. And then last but not least, a spicy Southwestern dip that I think you're gonna love. So stick around, y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm fixing to make a gift that the receiver doesn't have to fix anything. All they have to do is chew. Because I'm gonna make it for them and I'm gonna fill up that little tin that I had with a wonderful English toffee. I've got 1 3/4 sticks of butter. I'm gonna add 1 cup of sugar. And I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of water. Now I'm gonna cook this to a hard ball. And I'm not saying ball, y'all, like B-O-I-L. I'm saying ball, B-A-double-L. And we wanna cook this to a hard ball. Okay, I've got that incorporated. Now I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. Okay, now that's incorporated good. Now I'm gonna stick the thermometer down in here. I'm gonna put that on about medium heat, and I'm gonna cook that to 300 to 320. Now I'm gonna come in here and put me a double boiler on to melt our chocolate. And, you know, it's how much ever chocolate you want. You know, I like a lot of chocolate, so I'm probably gonna melt about 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. All right, so this is ready. It's at about 320 degrees. All right, so I'm gonna turn off this flame and I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. That alcohol's talking to that sugar and butter, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna stir that in. Stir in some chopped pecans. It's gonna make that toffee so wonderful. Now, I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna pour it on to a buttered cookie sheet. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of let it run out on that pan. Oh, look, you can see it. See how I'm able to move the whole thing? It's starting to cool off just that quickly. And it doesn't matter if it covers your pan. You know, Not a problem at all. Okay. Oh, my chocolate. It's melted nicely. That's ready to go. So this is still a little warm, so I'm going to put this on the counter and let it cool off. I've got another one here because I'm giving a batch, but I'm keeping a batch. So this batch is cooled. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Can you hear that? It's gonna snap in my mouth when I bite it. Love that. Whoa! Sometimes I think I've got hands of steel when I really don't. Okay. So here we go. Ooh, look at all that chocolate. Don't it look good, y'all? Now, I'm just gonna spread this chocolate all over that toffee. Oh, life is good. You know, it's funny, some of life's simplest pleasures can make you the happiest. Oh, perfect. Now I'm just gonna let this cool, and then I'm gonna break it into pieces. I'm not gonna try to cut this or anything. I'm just gonna snap it wherever it wants to snap. When I come back, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna take this little tin and load it up with this sinfully delicious English toffee, and then I've got one final gift, a simple Southwestern dip. That's what's coming up next. Remember, I promised y'all a couple of minutes ago that I was gonna be sharing a wonderful dip that you can make up and give as a gift. It's so good, so simple. And all I'm gonna do is add dry ingredients to my bowl. And I'm gonna start with 1/2 cup of dried parsley, 1/4 cup of ground cumin, 1/4 cup of dried chives, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/3 teaspoon of dried minced onion, and 1/3 cup of chili powder. Now we're just gonna mix this up. We're gonna store this in a jar, and when we're ready for a dip, all we have to do is pull this out of our pantry and mix it with 1 cup of mayonnaise, 1 cup of sour cream. So all we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our cup of mayonnaise, our cup of sour cream, and we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of our dry mix. And then I'm gonna stir this together, and I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for a couple of hours, because it's gonna take a little while for all those flavors to develop. Okay, now look at that dip. It really needs to sit for a couple of hours, but I can't wait that long. And this is great with vegetables or a veggie potato chip. It's really, really good. So let me share with you how I like to package this little gift up for friends. You can see I've taken just an ordinary canning jar, and I've tied a ribbon around it. And I've simply just taken some of my little thank you notes with my name on them, and I've jotted down the recipe in the card. Makes a great little gift. Gosh, I can't believe it's already time for us to go. I could stay in here all day long thinking up gifts that I could make to give to friends. Now, when I left you a few minutes ago with the English Toffee, I told you I was gonna fill up that cute little tin box, and I did. You can see it's just full of that wonderful English Toffee, and I tied a bow around it. There's just beautiful colors that go just perfectly with the tin. This is a great little gift. I love the 5-layer bars. Oh, they're so good. And when you're ready for something savory, that Southwestern Dip, y'all, is so very good. But you know what? I think I have to say that that wonderful taco chili was my favorite today. And it's so simple to make up all the dry ingredients into a little gift bag for friends, because this is definitely what makes that dish. So before we go, I've just got to taste this toffee, y'all. Look at it. You can see the toffee on one side and the chocolate on the other. Mmm. Mmm. It's wonderful. Hope y'all like them. And as always, y'all, until next time, I send you love and best dishes from my kitchen to yours. Have a great week.